So, Derek, firstly, are you happy with how pre-season's gone?
Yeah, it's been a difficult start for us. We've had six players from the end of last season, so we've had a busy transfer window so far. We've signed 13 players. We've got 19 in the squad now, and we hope to add another three to that before the transfer window closes. So that'll take us to 22. It is very tight, but budgetary constraints, mean that's what we've got to do. We've got to cut down on the squad size to enable us to take in, some more players.
You mentioned then you only kept a handful of players at the end of last season.
Mm.
Was that something you were happy with, or was it something that was forced on you because of the financial situation?
Yeah, we couldn't offer MD a contract at the end of last season because of the ongoing situation with the club being up for sale. Was it going to happen? Was it not going to happen? We weren't in a position to offer anyone because we didn't have a budget to do that at that time. And the players that left of us have gone on to do very well contractually wise at other clubs. And, that's, how well they've done for us.
So you would have liked to have kept some of them on, maybe?
We'd have liked to have kept the majority of them on, but financially, it was going to be impossible. And, we couldn't compete with the deals that other clubs have been able to do that. League Two clubs are giving our players double the money that they were on here.
You said last season when you spent money on players, you spent it like it was your own. Is that still the case?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much money myself, so I think that any penny is a prisoner, and then that's the situation, with society at this moment in time. It's extremely difficult, and we all know going to the supermarket or going out to eat or putting some money in the tank for petrol, it is really expensive, and I think that the football market seems to always it doesn't affect some clubs because of the money that some owners put in.
So just after you issued that retained list, there was a statement from the owners saying there actually was going to be a budget, a playing budget, and it was going to be a record for the club in League Two. Do you go along with that? Are you happy with that?
I would have been happy with the statement that they made because it was a good play on words, which I'm sometimes very good at. And in truth, it is the highest budget that this club has had going into League Two, but it is the lowest budget that will be in League Two this season. So that's the reality, of the situation. We had the lowest budget in League One. We'll have the lowest budget in League Two this year, and we go on. But we had the lowest budget in League Two when we got promoted out of this division. So there's nothing wrong with that. That's what we've got to spend. That's what I always say when I go into a football club. What have you got to spend? Can you afford it? And we go from there.
When you say play on words, what you're getting at is, it's the biggest budget for Morecambe in League Two, but that was a low budget last time.
Yeah. So listen, that's not a problem. It's the truth, and but I always like it when people think out the box, and we're all used to doing that.
Last year, I think you said a couple of times that the off-the-field ownership issues were a distraction. Do you think that could be a distraction again because it's still not resolved?
Yeah, I mean, it can't be. It has to be, now focused. I spent, the time I came back here and last season was really difficult because not only there was a presence around the football club for so long of the possible ownership change, and that was going on and on and on and on. And, having that visibility, thinking it's going to happen, and then being told you're going to have X amount of money to spend in January and then not getting a single penny to spend in January was really hard because we knew that we were only a couple of players away from being able to stay in this division, and so be it. We finished with the highest points total we've ever had in League One, but financially we just couldn't compete.
So you want this ownership issue resolved as soon as possible. It's the same message you had last season, really.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think... Is it going to be resolved? I don't know. But what I would like is that, to probably stay out the headlines for that issues, just to have it as if the club is up for sale, which it is, then that to not take over, the run of the football club. We understand the budget that we've got for this season. we understand the constraints that puts us under. We get that, and we don't want any talk off the field to affect us on the field.
Yeah, on the plus side, you've managed to bring in a lot of new players. How are they all settling in?
I think they settled in well, and we've had 5 games in pre-season. We had to cancel the first game against Workington because we didn't have a squad available to us, and gradually we've been able to get us to 19 players. It's still not enough. We understand that, yes, we could go out and sign players, but we need to get the right type of player to enable us to go forward.
Seems a real mix of players you've brought in, but also some players you've worked with before. Jan Songo, Jordan Slew. How important is that? The players that you trust and they trust you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that taking them both back, they understand how I work, and what that does is helps the other players around the squad as well. They understand the intensity we need to get to. We understand the hours that we work. It's different to, other managers' work. I always have this, thing about we have to be here to work. We're here to improve as players and the personalities, and they understand that, so they can talk to other players. And all we're trying to do is improve each day, and I can see that in the group. We've got a young group. We've got young players of 19 years of age coming on loan to us, which is great, and we're able to develop them.
You said just now that the last time you were in League Two, you had the lowest budget then and you got promotion. And you'd hope to achieve that again.
Mm-hmm.
Expectations are different, aren't they, now compared to the last couple of years? Because it was survival in League One, and now it's a very different expectation, I guess, that maybe you put on yourself.
Yeah, I mean, we, want to be as competitive as we possibly can in this division. And I've always said that and always done that at every club I've been at. The expectation is put on by the people inside this building, the staff, the players, and we want to do as well as we can for possibly ourselves and this football club. And we want the supporters to come here and watch good football. We want to see chances created, goals scored, and that's what it takes to get out of this division.
One big change is the level of support compared to the last time you were in League Two. Mm-hmm. 2,000 plus season tickets sold again. That shows that something's changed, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we've obviously been very competitive season ticket wise, but that means that a lot of supporters who want to come and watch us can do, and it's been great for the football club to get so many young players, supporters, coming in and watching us. And this year we've added to that total, and year on year we continue to add to our season tickets.
How do you see League Two this season? That there's some big guns in there, aren't there, again?
Yeah, I mean, there always is. And listen, they've got their own ambitions. I don't really bother with the other clubs because I want to concentrate on ourselves. But when we come up against them, then we have to, look at them. But on any given day, we'll give a lot of good teams a run for their money. Do you feel that League Two is where you can really excel? You've proven it time and time again. Yeah, I mean, it's been difficult for me as a manager because I've never had money to spend financially, and you have to be, competitive. And one day I might get that opportunity to spend on transfer fees or millions in wages. But at this moment in time, I believe in getting a group of players ready for League Two that can be competitive and have that extra edge tactically and mentally over other teams.